Back to Kyle, Brian, and Sarah from Mix Mornings.
Welcome back. We are so excited because we're being joined in studio by a very handsome young man named Ethan. His name is Ethan Ellis. His mom is here, Sarah Ellis.
Hey, you don't know if Ethan has a girlfriend. Are you allowed to call him handsome? There's not another girl or anything, right? You just don't want to be stepping on any toes. You are a handsome dude. All right, I think you're
making
okay,
him blush.
Sarah.
Well, before we get into talking about your story, Ethan, we're going to give out the numbers, 919-684-1015. That's a number to call to donate. We're halfway to our goal, and we're halfway through the hour. 5 individuals need to step up and make a donation. You can also do so by texting Duke Kids, all one word, to 34984, or you can always go to our website, WRAL-FM.com. So now let's talk with the Ellis family. How are we doing, Ethan? Are you excited about being here? I hear that you're not afraid of anything. Tell everybody Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Sarah, so you were 20 weeks pregnant, and the team at Duke Maternal Fetal Medicine discovered there was a blockage. Take us from there.
Yeah, so they discovered that there was a blockage in Ethan's posturethral valve, so he was unable to basically urinate in utero, and then that did not create any amniotic fluid. So that kind of started our journey with Duke, and I was hospitalized at 28 weeks pregnant, so they could figure out the best course of action for Ethan. So.
I think he's popping bubbles on his mom right now. Is that what you're doing?
He's excited.
Oh, Ethan, well, we're excited to have you, buddy. And if you see any bubbles floating around my head, feel free to get out of the chair and pop those, too. It happens.
Well, so Sarah, tell us what that moment was like, though. I mean, you're just going in, I'm assuming, for a checkup when you found this out. And what goes through your mind whenever you get a prognosis like that?
Yeah, early on during the scans, they kind of showed us that maybe something wasn't quite right. And then when I went in at 28 weeks for my normal appointment, my maternal fetal medicine doctor was like, "You're going to need to go to the hospital." And I was like, "Right now? Like, can I go home and pack a bag? Like, how is this?" And so that kind of started our journey. And we were so very fortunate that we went to Duke. The maternal fetal medicine team there did a phenomenal job to work with every team. They met with the nephrologist, the urologist, to really try to understand the best course of action for Ethan. And they developed a plan, and the outlook still wasn't really good. We did some procedures in utero where they emptied his bladder inside of
That's
me.
incredible.
Which is really wild. But yeah, they decided to see how long we could keep him in to give him the best chance at life. And we delivered at 36 weeks. And then from there, he was immediately taken to the NICU, which we knew about. Duke did a really good job of kind of educating me on what we were looking at once he was born. And so we were able to tour the NICU and meet with the doctors before he was born. And we're just so very thankful that we were there. Unfortunately, I was not able to meet him until about 10 hours after I had him. And the doctors came in and told me at that point that I would have to say goodbye, that he was not going to make it. And so we went down to finally meet him and to brace for that moment. And then, there was just something there that he started to turn around while we were there, and gave a little bit of hope. But that hope was really to get him to a point where we could say goodbye to him. So for the first couple weeks of our time in the Duke NICU, it was the doctors preparing him for me to even be able to hold him, because he was hooked up to so many different machines. He was on a breathing machine, and just all of this, all of these wires. And so for the first couple weeks, and I think that is something to say about Duke, because they did so much work in that moment, even though the outcome wasn't good, to be able to give me that moment and opportunity to be able to hold him. And I just think that's something really special. But we went through lots of ups and downs. But as you can see, this little 7-year-old,
He's a
he's
wiggly.
7 now. He's 7 now. Is really amazing.
Well, Sarah, we are so proud of you. You know, what a uncertain moment, and thank you for being vulnerable too to share what you experienced in that situation where you weren't sure exactly what might happen next. So thank you for being vulnerable for all of us listening to your own story. But you're right, now he's in front of us, and you know, Ethan is living life. And for you, Sarah, knowing that you had Duke Children's with you, not just for that moment to comfort you when you didn't know what the outcome was going to be, but after that, when you're like, wait a second, he's going to be here for a while. What has that meant to you, having the staff who've probably become your friends, some of them, I'm assuming at this point, knowing that they were right there next to you, riding shotgun with you in your own journey, knowing that you could count on them anytime you needed them?
Yeah, I think it was really special. When we were in those moments of just preparing for him to say goodbye. Dr. Goldberg, he's now retired from the NICU, but he came over to do his rounds that morning and just came over and looked at Ethan, and they had all of his prognoses and all the things that they were concerned about, and he just said he's going to make it. And it was the first time that I had hope that he was going to make it. And for some reason, he just knew that he was going to pull through. And it was really, really special. He had several surgeries when he was in the NICU. And even Dr. Goldberg personally escorted him down to do the surgeries, which, is just extra care. They really care about the patients. And I think they just see something that, I don't know, it's just miracles. They work.
Before we get back to more on your story, you just said something that he's going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Other patients are going to make it. And there are a lot of things that go into those going to make it moments. It's the staff, the doctors, it's the tool, it's the equipment, it's the resources. And so much of that is because of the donations that you were giving to Duke Children's to create those future. They're going to make it moments like Ethan got to have in his life, went from a very uncertain moment to now he's 7 years old. And that is such a powerful thing to think about. What your dollars can create, maybe not exactly today, but down the road for kids like Ethan. Make a difference right now. You can call in 919-684-1015. Much love to the phone bank volunteers making it happen. You can also text in Duke Kids to 34984, or also go online to WRAL-FM.com.
That's right. And so let's talk about the future, because you have one with Ethan.
Yes.
Because of Duke Children's. So what does the future look like? What does this holiday season look like? What are you looking forward to, Ethan? What are you wishing from Santa Claus?
A squirrel tower.
A what?
A squirrel tower.
A what tower?
Squirrel tower.
A
He loves
squirrel
squirrels.
tower. I love these answers. I ask it every year. We all ask it every year.
What catalog do I pick up to find a squirrel tower? And Mom says I have no idea. All right, good luck this Christmas. Hopefully Santa knows what a squirrel tower is, and I hope you get 2 of them, man.
That's right. And I hope you get a pet squirrel on top of it.
Right, Mom?
Yeah, Mom, you're
Right.
welcome. You're welcome for that
Right.
suggestion.
All right.
I have a bunch of pet squirrels.
You do?
Yeah.
Man, life at your house is super duper fun, isn't it, Mom?
It's very, very fun.
Yes, she says with a straight face. We're looking for 10 heroes for hope this hour. We have 6 so far, and we have 20 minutes, a little less than 20 minutes, to get 4 more. A shout out to Deborah and Marilyn, Pamela and Carrie, and Craig and Carrie, stepping up over the past 10 minutes and making a donation, making things happen. And really, I want to go back just real quick, if I could, because we talked about that moment of he's going to make it. And, that's not a light moment. That's literally the biggest moment of your entire life. So
Yeah.
when you think about the he's going to make it moment, what do you remember about, just when you reflect on it, how did Duke make that moment possible? And honestly, do you think about what things would have been like if Duke didn't exist, or if you'd been someplace else?
Yeah, I think, living here in this area, we all forget how really, truly lucky we are to have an institution like Duke in our backyard to be able, because if he was delivered anywhere else, he would not be here today. But I think in that moment, I was still scared, because even though they said that, he gave him hope that he would make it. I was still scared because there's still all of these things that we still had to overcome. He still was on a breathing machine. He still had kidney issues. So it was a long journey. I mean, we were in the NICU for 3 months before we were able to bring him home. And so even though, there was hope, we still had to overcome lots of obstacles. But Duke team was really great. We learned he had a feeding tube when he came home. They gave us the education that we needed to be able to feel comfortable, right? Like I am not a doctor, and those things are all scary. But I think, it's just something, it's so hard to describe, the feeling that I had and knowing that these people that came to work every day were going to help us. And that just really, truly special.
All right. Well, that's why we're here. We're here to make sure all these doctors, all these nurses, all these classes can fund the health and the well-being of silly people like you, Ethan. You're so silly, and I love every second of it. You can't see him, but man, is he squirmy.
I just want to say before we say goodbye to the Ellis family, something that was brought up in a previous interview with the Tuttle family was continuity of care. You mentioned, everybody was showing up and they were dialed in to help Ethan. And part of what makes Duke so special, their reputation and their funds and what they have available to them makes them a destination for the best of the best to go there and to thrive. Is that what you would say with your experience as well? How did the continuity of care help Ethan? Ethan, you can take that one too if you want to talk about continuity of care,
Ethan.
No, he gave it to Mom.
How do your doctors take care of you at Duke Children's?
Yep. He said, "No thanks, Mom. You take this."
Yeah,
one.
he likes to make jokes with the doctors when he goes to his appointments, of course. But no, I think they work as a team, and especially with Ethan, he had so many things that we had to figure out, and they met all together to figure out the course of action and to work together to help him, which was really amazing. And the nurses too really were advocates for him. If they felt something wasn't right, they really pushed the doctors to come and take a look. And that's something you really appreciate, because I don't know these things.
Right.
At learning all of this new language.
Well, doctors and nurses, they trade and trust, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so, I don't know these things, and I feel like the nurses are such good advocates if they felt like something wasn't right, and really pushing to get the doctors to come.
And that's the thing. Like you were just having a baby.
Yeah.
You just went into this. You're just
having a baby.
Just having a baby, and then all of a sudden now you can say words like whatever that word you said is for what wasn't emptying.
Yeah.
These medical terms that you'd never known before, and you've learned so much because Duke has educated you to take care of the special child that you were blessed with. 919-684-1015. Text Duke Kids.
Compared to you.
What did he say?
Tell them to donate to Duke Children's.
Tell them
Donate to Duke Children's.
to donate to Duke Children's.
There
My
you
man.
go. 919-684-1015. Text Duke Kids, all one word, to 34984. Thank you so much, Ellis family.
Thank you guys so much. And I do want to thank the Mix 101.5 team. You guys do such an incredible job on this radiothon to work with all of these families and to raise money for Duke Children. So thank you.
Thank you for saying that.
Show up every year to do this.
Oh,
and we
thank
really
you.
appreciate
And
it.
didn't we look good on that little mailer that went around to everybody, huh?
Yeah, you looked handsome,
Come
Ethan.
on now. I opened my mailbox and I thought, oh, what's up, Ethan? You take a good picture, buddy. We were privileged to be standing next to you and enter the mailboxes of everyone in the triangle.
That's right.
All right, call 919-684-1015 or text the word Duke Kids, DUKEKIDS, to 34984. That's Duke Kids to 34984. We're looking for 3 more Heroes for Hope. You become one when you donate $30 a month. We'd love 3 Heroes for Hope, or 3 one-time donations. A shout out quickly to Kelly in Hillsborough and Christopher in Raleigh donating within the last 5 minutes. We'll continue on here in a couple of minutes here at the 31st Annual Mix 101.5 Radiothon for Duke Children's.
This one goes out to all you swim instructors at our local parks and rec centers. You